So we're taking it a notch higher because we no longer been riding in cars from the hotel, and I have to tell you that I miss it. I miss you, Mayor. I miss you, Eliyahu. I miss you, Tzvi. I miss you, Shmuel. I miss all the all those who are B'lechtecha B'derech. But you know, there's a certain thing of having mishpacha, and I have to tell you, one of my biggest fans. The one, every so often people give me a thumbs up, you know what I mean? The one who gives me my first thumb up of the day is my Rebbitzin, who is sitting over here.
It's not nice, not serious. Don't do this.
Guess what? It doesn't let me go on the other side.
That's good.
Here, that's all. There she is. And then we have Esther Ahava. And we have Tmima Leah. And of course, the Talmud Chacham of the year, Binyamin Yitzchak. Okay, now, the shir, so we're getting started. Today is the 14th day of Av, and we are learning about Reb Tzvi Hirsch Friedman of Liska. Now, Reb Tzvi Hirsch was a son, this is Yuri prepares every day, Humechin Kol Yom Gilyon. Gilyon is a paper, daf, al Mishu Sheniftar, someone who passed away, tzaddik, and we learn in this zecher nishmat of the tzaddik. And today's tzaddik is Reb Tzvi Hirsch ben Rebbe Aaron Friedman Miliska, who was born in Hungary in the year 1798. Ken, 1798. Who could tell me what year that was? 1798. 1798. Okay, the Rebbitzin gets A. She not an A plus because she hesitated, but we're gonna, but I'm gonna get the F minus if I don't behave. So Biyom Yudaleh B'Av, and today is the 14th day of Av. And by the way, what is tomorrow? If today is Yudaleh Av, what's tomorrow?
Tu B'Av.
Tu B'Av.
Yay.
Tu B'Av. 2 days of the year considered the happiest days of the year because
it's too low right now.
It's
Right.
Tonight. No. Tonight is Yudaleh.
Oh, sorry.
Tomorrow.
Sorry.
No, but it's good to look forward to it. It's where the young maidens would all share the same clothing, and they would basically say, "Guys," and that's what would happen. They would dance in the field, and in the secular custom, they call it Sadie Hawkins Day. And that's homework for Zeha lo avodat bayit ze shiurei bayit ledat ma hamakor shel Sadie Hawkins ha'im ze domeh letu b'av. And he was nifter in 1874. Mishu acher?
1800.
No, 1870. Lo akol kulam. 70 ava 74, very good. 1874. So now, Yuri wrote a lot, and I just want to focus on what I think the shir would be interested in. Haya Yadua Knagan.
Wow.
He was known as a person who played music, who liked music. And by the way, I do want to plug my grandson's latest Spotify. What's the name, Binyamin? What's the name?
Word Tati.
What?
Word Tati.
Word WERDTATTY. Word Tati.
He has a new song.
Word Tati.
Like Warner, but Warner.
Oh, Werner Tati. Okay.
Warren.
Wern.
Without the ER.
Wern Tati. You see how it takes me a long time. Wern Tati.
He hesitated.
Oh.
See that? See, I get an A. F mine. And the Chiber my Megino Rabba, and he actually not only what do you call it, mashing? He not only mashed melodies, but he actually composed them. And Kolel Sipurei Mosov, and there are many stories about how he was a Baal Mofes. Baal Mofet is someone. What?
Isn't Mofes a wonder?
Yes, that's excellent. But Baal Mofet is someone who performs miracles. In other words, at tzaddikim, certain tzaddikim, if you read about Hasidim and tzaddikim, shehem hayu osim nisim or mashu mofet. B'sefer darchei yosher v'tov מספרים הכל הדברים שהיה עושה. איזה ספרים הוא חיבר, אך פרי תבואה בית חלקים על התורה, וגם הישר והטוב דרשות וחידושים. עכשיו, הוא מביא מהפרשת השבוע again. Who knows about the Eschanan? That's Mima knows. By the way, Torah Tamima is
Bar
Parsha. Yes, my bar mitzvah parsha. But I want to do a plug for Tamima. It says Torah Hashem Tamima Meshivas Nafesh.
Yeah.
So she came up with the right answer. But Sefer Ach Pri Tvua, one of the Svarim, Parshat Eschanan, Vayula Totofos Bein Necha. What's it referring to when it says Totofos Bein Necha?
To feel like
Tefillin, absolutely correct. Masbir et Rayon Machloket Ben Tefillin Shel Rashi L'Rabbeinu Tam. So there's two, sometimes for those people who go to the Kotel especially, but any minyan, there's special people who put on not only one pair of tefillin, but they take off one pair. Most people wear Rashi tefillin, and they put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. So they have two separate pairs of tefillin. We knew Rav Scheinberg, Zecher Tzaddik Levracha, would put on. There's a question whether it was 60 pairs of tzitzit.
I heard 100. I thought it was 100.
I heard 18.
See that? Real money. No, he put anybody.
I'll find out for you.
He's already asked Tom's uncle.
Anybody could do again. Home.
Excuse me, you had
Second
Yapi on the
Avodas
share,
Shabbos.
on the chat. Yapi is Rav Scheinberg's granddaughter. She could tell you how many
My
visits.
badge known as his nephew.
Oh really?
I thought it was 100.
Well,
Oh,
Yapi,
okay.
can you please write on the chat how many pairs of tzitzis your grandfather used to wear, please?
Okay, but the truth of the matter is, I had the chus of being close to Rav Scheinberg, and he would, let's put it this way, on a very hot day, I hope there's air conditioning, because there was a lot of begodim. And the only reason I mention that is that certain people are mahader the mitzvah of tefillin, so they don't only put one pair, they put two. But you would think that because it's very important to place the tefillin on the top of your head, on the exact same place, the hairline. So you would think that you only put tefillin one at a time. There are those people who actually put two tiny pairs of tefillin on at the same time. So I don't think you've ever seen that. Have you ever seen a double tefillin? So come to the Kotel and you will experience it. Come to a certain minyanim. Anyway.
Wow.
היום אנחנו מדברים הרבה אנגלית כי האנשים כאן...
כולם שיושבים פה יותר קל לדבר באנגלית.
כן, אבל אנחנו רוצה שהם ילמדו עברית. החילוק הוא, what's the difference between Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam's tefillin? אז באיזה סדר הפרשיות מונחים בתפילין? It's on the seder, there are 4 parshiot in the tefillin, on the Shel Rosh. And לפי שרש"י קודם שמע ואחר כך והיה עם שמוע. Rashi is the chronological in the order of the Torah, בסדר התורה, אז ככה זה מונח בתפילין. לפי רש"י קודם שמע ואחר כך והיה עם שמוע. לפי רבנו תם קודם והיה עם שמוע, when you say Kriya Shema, which parsha comes first? Shema? Or V'hayayim Shemoah?
According to
No, it's us.
Oh,
What is every day?
Torah, you mean?
Yeah, it's
Wait.
Sahaba.
I
Say Shema first,
Yeah.
and then V'hayayim Shemoah. Right? So that's Rashi. Rabbeinu Tam says you say V'hayayim Shemoah, and then you say Shema. That's the way, the order of the parshiot in the Tefillin. Okay. Lefi Rabbeinu Tam Kodim V'hayayim V'achar Kach. Lefi Dato Asiba. Ki Lefi Rashi, and now the Tvua, the Tzvi Hirsch Friedman, who we're learning today, who Omer, Lefi Rashi Adam Tzarich Lekabel Alav Kodem Ol Malchut Shamayim. I'm covering up myself. Before you're supposed to have Ol Malchut Shamayim, and then you're supposed to have Ol Mitzvot. It's considered. How do you perform the mitzvah? First, you have to be the Kabel Ol Malchut Shamayim. That's the Rashi. The Lefi Rabbeinu Tam. Anybody want to guess why Rabbeinu Tam says V'haya im Shmoah before Shema Yisrael? Mishu Masara?
But switching the order, the Yiras Shamayim and the to be Makabel Ol Malchut Shamayim. Yiras Shamayim, Makabel Ol Malchut Shamayim. Which one is coming first?
So no, but he's saying, according to Rashi, you need Yiras Shamayim, you need Kabbalah Ol Malchut Shamayim, then you have the mitzvahs.
But then if you're doing the mitzvahs, you're going to gain Yiras Shamayim.
Whoa, very nice. You hear this? Hear what she says? He says, "Ufidu Rabbeinu Tama Adam yatzchil l'kayem mitzvot, va'ayedei mitzvot yagia l'hakoras haborei." In other words, by doing mitzvot. So that's really not only in the order of the parshas, but also in hashkafa. And I used to teach that if you know someone who, what are the ta'amim? How do you explain the mitzvot? What are the reasons for the mitzvot? How could you explain the reason for a mitzvot? It's almost like HaKadosh Baruch Hu commands us and you're saying, why? That's not really proper. You're not questioning HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but you want to enjoy the mitzvah more by knowing its reason. And it gives you more chiyus. So, ta'amu u'ra'u ki tov Hashem. When a person tastes the mitzvah, kisha adam to'em et ha-mitzvah, az hu yavin et ha-tam shel ha-mitzvah. Az ech to'amim she'osim et ha-mitzvah. If you do the mitzvah, then you could taste the mitzvah, and then you get to appreciate Hashem. Anyway, zeh hayom aser tzvi hersh v'ani od modeh ma'od לרב יורי, שהוא מביא לנו את זה כל יום. עכשיו, אנחנו חוזרים, כמה דקות זה כבר 11 דקות, אוי אוי אוי, 11 דקות. עכשיו, אנחנו צריכים ללמוד מחנה ישראל, this was written especially for חיילים, and we are actually finishing the Zohar, and we're going to continue on the importance. אמרתי, ואף אחד הביא לי, השיעורי בית, panacea, P-A-N-A-C-E-A, בעברית. מה זה פנסיה? הפנסיה, אני אומר שהפרק הזה אומר לך מה ההשפעה של התורה על החיים, איך על הבריאות, על הנפש, אז אנחנו לומדים את זה, את הכוח, the power of learning Torah. So, וגם על ידי זה, if a person forsakes Torah, if a person abandons Torah, if a person has a time to learn Torah and doesn't learn Torah, it's just like we said, we have people, the Chayalim, protect the borders. So every Yid, every Jew, has a responsibility for protecting the borders of Ruchnius. And therefore, hu tzarich lishmor al gvul. Eze gvul? You have to know what's considered Kodesh and Chol. So, if you learn Torah, which is Kodesh, nitgaber, then you have Ol Malchut Shamayim. But if you chas v'sholom, if you abandon Torah, ayidei nitgaber Ol Ovdei Chachavim Shel Yisrael, then the power of our enemies, the idolaters, they come and attack Israel. Chas v'sholom. Ki Yisrael b'medrash, you know what the medrash is. The medrash is just like you have in the Gemaras, bring down Medrash of the Rabbanim, and you have Medrash Rabbah, you have Otkom, Medrash Tanchuma, but this one's Medrash Lekach Tov on Echa, al pasuk. Although this is, even though it's Echa, it's the pasuk of Yeshayahu, Isaiah, 5th chapter, 24, Hey Chavdalid, Ke'echol Kash Lashon Eish. Hakash is Esav, the Eish is Yaakov. Now, just as straw can consume fire, is that true?
Doesn't fire consume straw?
Exactly. Doesn't fire consume, and usually the mashal is the other way? So, the pasuk says, Ke'echol kash, lashon eish, hakash ze Esav. And chas v'shalom, the kash, the straw, is Esav. The last straw, Esav. Va'esh ze Yaakov. Usually, as you said, the teva is, and I heard Binyamin Yitzchak had a whole discussion of what about teva?
About how it works.
How does teva work? So I would say teva works. Normally, the fire consumes the straw, but the pasuk is saying the opposite. As the straw consumes the fire, how could that be? And I'll read to you, actually, from the Shmiras HaLashon. It says also, although this is that if you are laxity in the Torah, marpeh Torah, the idolaters grow in strength over Israel, that the avodah zarah mitgaber al Yisrael, as we find in Medrash, Echa Rabbah P'tichta, as I said in Echa Rabbah P'tichta, on the verse Yeshayahu 5:24, as a straw will consume a tongue of fire. When will a straw consume the fire? when they despise the Torah of the Lord, their roots will be like rot. The merit of the fathers will not avail them. So here we read the English, now we read the Hebrew. The Amasai. So when will it be that when the fire will be consumed by the straw? When will the straw consume the fire, which is against nature? When will Chas v'Sholom Esav overcome Yisrael? Chas v'Sholom Yaakov? Ki ma'asu Torah Hashem. When they reject, they despise. Ki ma'asu Torah Hashem. As the straw is consumed by the fire. Okay, so Shorosham Kamakia, and we make a kamak means rot. Kamokia, the roots will rot. Shalot ho'ilam schudavos. What are the roots of Klal Yisrael? What's the shorish of Klal Yisrael?
Oh.
I just said the avos. Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. What do we say many times? Ma anachnu omrim al kisha am Yisrael chotei, when Israel sins, ma schut shalanu, schut avot. Aval ma koreh im ma'asu et Torah, if they are contemptible to the Torah, if they forsake the Torah, as lo yo'ilhem schut avot, the shorish will rot. Chas v'sholom. Od isa b'medrash hakol, we also have, where do we see Akol, Kol Yaakov? The question, so where is that? Which chumash? Bereshis. Boy, I'm telling you real quick. Kol zeh, Shakol Kol Yaakov, mitzavtzef. Woo! Mitzavtzef. Really, mitzavtzef means, it's sometimes used in negative. Mitzavtzef means chirp, like tweeting, or mitzavtzef, like outside. Mitzavtzef. When is the sound of Yaakov mitzavtzef? When the sound of Torah abounds in the air, and Yedei Esav Sholtot Bo, then Esav will not have any power over us. And the Ein HaKol Kol Yaakov, but Chas v'Sholom, if there's no Kol Yaakov, if there's no sound of Torah, Kahai Gav Naksi B'Kra Eitzel Rechavim Ben Shlomo, we have in Divrei Hayomim, Beit. How many Divrei Hayomims are there? If you know, but most people do not have a chance. There are Chronicles. There is Divrei Hayomim Aleph and Divrei Hayomim Beis. So for those who want to learn the 24 books of the Tanakh, it's a Chavdal Sifrei Tanakh. Sheyedu sheyesh Divrei Hayomim Aleph, yesh Divrei Hayomim Beit. Zeva Divrei Hayomim Beit, chapter 12 and pasuk 1 and 2. What does it say in the pasuk? By Rechovam ben Shlomo, the Chesiv ukechezkato azav es Torah Hashem. When he grew strong, he abandoned the Torah. He was a melech. Rechovam ben Shlomo. And when he became strong, he abandoned the Torah. So what happens in the pasuk right afterwards in Divrei Yamin, pasuk Beit? Allah Shishak melech Mitzrayim. When they abandoned the Torah, then Shishak, the king of Mitzrayim.
And he came and he destroyed all the, in the base of his throne, the copper and the silver, and he had to replace it.
This is the Torah Hashem Tmima talking. Tmima.
I learned this in Malachim this year.
That's right. This is absolutely Malachim, but Divrei Yamin brings it. And what happened? In other words, what do we learn?
He had to use, it wasn't as special. He used, I think, it was a different type of, like, not copper. I don't know I forgot what he used. But it was supposed to remind him that they sinned, so that it wasn't as like coveted.
But what is the Chavetz Chaim teaching us in Maxane Israel? Maxane Israel melamed otanu. Azav et Torah, az oivim matchilim et melcha aleinu, l'chas v'sholem. Va'amra melo hanavi b'shem Hashem v'idatem et avodoti v'et avodat mamlachot ha'artzot. The Itam b'medrash Echa ematai hamalchut shel ovdei chachamim gozer gzera al Yisrael. When do we suffer the gzera decrees against Yisrael? Umatzlechet, and when are they successful? Bisman shemashlichim divrei Torah la'aretz. Shneimar utzva tinatein al hatamid bepesha v'hishtashlech emet arza. And I'm going to leave you when we're going to ask those that pasuk v'tzva tinatein al tamid b'pesha v'ashlech emet arza שתמסו את זה חידון תנ"ך, איפה זה כתוב, אנחנו מסיימים על זה היום, ואנחנו אומרים שאנחנו לומדים את השיר הזה, אליהו דיין, שהוא המייסד של השיעור, אז שהאבא שלו יהיה לו רפואה שלמה, אהרון בן רבקה רפואה שלמה, ואנחנו מודים לבני משפחה, עכשיו זה פשוט אחרי חצות הלילה, כאן באמריקה, וזה בשבע בבוקר בארץ, שחוזרים ככה, אנחנו בשעה זו, אני נמצא באוטו, ככה נותן השיעור וככה זה יהיה היום, והיום 20 דקות, יום טוב.